Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another new pick a card reading for you guys. This video is all about what are the exciting new surprises coming for you in the new year, which is 2020. So excited for it. It's approaching so fast. It feels like it just turned into 2019. It feels like that was literally a couple months ago, but we're already approaching 2020. So we're gonna find out the exciting awesome stuff that's coming for you guys in this new year. If you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how it works. So basically we have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So you can pause the video if you'd like to find out the pile that you're the most drawn to. If you guys find it easier to pick with crystals on the cards, I'm going to be putting crystals on them in just a moment. But if you guys like to pick without the crystals, you can pause the video now to find out the one that you're the most drawn to. Once you guys are done picking your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific reading, so you can skip ahead to your personal reading for the new exciting things that are coming for you guys in 2020. But if you guys like to pick with the crystals, let's pop these crystals on these cards starting now. Alright, so if you guys like to pick with crystals, we now have some crystals on these cards. This right here is some bismuth. This is Auralite 23. This is some aqua aura quartz, and this is titanium aura quartz. So take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find out the pile you're the most drawn to. And again, once you're done picking your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card that you chose, so you can skip ahead to your personal reading. So without further ado, let's hop right into this, starting now. Alright, so if you guys chose pile number 1, the bismuth pile, this is going to be your reading for the exciting things that are coming for you guys in the new year of 2020. All right, so pile number 1, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off this pile with the Magician. So this all in all is a really good card to have. This means that you can manifest anything in this new year, and it's gonna feel like you are kind of manifesting all of your dreams in 2020. Like you have all the tools and all the resources. It feels like everything is just kind of fitting into place. Everything has this divine timing, and 2020 might be a year where it's just overall a really good year. And again, all the time we have ups and downs, so it's not saying that, every single day needs to be joy and happiness, but for the most part, this year is going to be kind of one of the best years of your life. When we have the Magician, this is really things are just falling into place for you guys and looking really, really good. We have also the 8 of Pentacles here, or the 8 of Crystals. This is really talking about learning new things. It's like you have everything that you need, and you're going to feel really productive in 2020. So even you might have these new 2020 resolutions where you're going to stay organized, have a schedule, stay on top of your stuff. This is kind of finally having a routine and a schedule. It's not like a negative routine or schedule. This is more like I'm finally going to start sticking to a workout routine, eating a healthy diet. I'm going to start putting my goals and dreams into fruition and working on them every day, making my dreams happen, basically. So I really see you guys making your dreams happen in 2020 and kind of having all the tools and resources. It's gonna feel finally like I have just the right amount of money, I have just the right amount of people in my life, I know the right people, I have the right amount of tools and resources and knowledge that I need. Also with the 8 of Crystals or Pentacles right here, this could be starting a new job or going back to school for something that you were really excited about as well. So this could also be pointing towards that. And then we also do have these Strength cards. This is talking about patience. It's finally in 2020 you're going to realize that everything had this sort of divine timing to it, and I think that's going to be a really big realization for you guys in 2020, is realizing that the reason why your dreams didn't happen in the previous years, and maybe you got a few things here and there, but I feel like the really big things that you guys are currently wanting might have been in the works for a little while now. It might have been something that you're wondering, okay, is this ever going to happen for me? When are my dreams going to happen? With this Strength card, this is really talking about the fact that, patience was required because it got you to the point that you were supposed to get at. Beside the 8 of Crystals, this is really kind of making me feel like you guys were almost in a learning stage or a growth period where you guys had to gain certain knowledge and do certain things over the last few years in order to be at the space and the place that you're in right now, in order to make all of this kind of stuff happen. So there was certain failures in the past, maybe certain things that just feel like they didn't fall in place, or you didn't have the right resources to make your dreams happen. But it feels like in 2020, the whole big theme here is that you finally do have all of it, and you're going to be putting it to the test, and you're going to be putting it to work to actually make these things come into fruition for you. We also have the planet of Uranus, which is huge unexpected change. So when we have this card come up, especially when it's beside Libra as well, so These are kind of like some astrology cards, and Uranus is like really unexpected stuff. So I feel like you guys might come into like making your dreams happen very unexpectedly. It might be like an overnight thing where something that you've really been working towards, something that you've been really wanting to manifest, all of a sudden just pops up into your life. And it's almost like, you know, for example, if some of you guys are starting a YouTube channel or something like that, maybe in 2020 you're going to put out a random video that all of a sudden goes viral or something like that. Like Uranus rules moments that are like that, and it could be something that you're working towards for a very long time. Usually anyone that makes anything great happen usually works for it for a while, but sometimes after like years and years of trying it, it all of a sudden has this like takeoff moment and this overnight success, it almost looks like. And so I do feel like there's going to be some radical unexpected change for you guys, but it's going to be in the form of like one of your goals or dreams really coming to fruition and happening very unexpectedly. When it's beside Libra, this really talks about relationships. So it also could be if you guys are trying to manifest a new friendship or like a soulmate or your twin flame. This is like huge twin flame vibes that I'm getting from this kind of spread that we're doing in these cards that are coming up right now. So this is really making me feel like you guys might actually find your soulmate or twin flame. If you guys already feel like you've found them, it could just be that you go through some like unexpected change together and some unexpected stuff happens, like maybe a marriage or having a baby or going on an unexpected crazy trip together that was just like a huge surprise or something like that. So I do definitely see like some unexpected stuff around relationships happening, but in a very positive way. Like this is really positive stuff. And it's also along the lines of like making your dreams happen, but everything in 2020 is going to kind of be almost out of the blue or out of nowhere. And it's not necessarily out of nowhere because I feel like you guys have been working towards these things and trying to manifest them for a really long time. And sorry, I notice I talk really fast, and I'm really noticing that right now. I know you guys comment that sometimes, so I try to slow it down, but I'm a Gemini and sometimes I just have a lot of words to say. But with everything, I feel like you guys have been trying to manifest these certain things for a while. So at the same time, it's the reason why it might feel so unexpected is because maybe you haven't noticed any progress, or maybe you haven't noticed the outcome that you've been expecting yet. So I feel like in 2020, you guys are finally going to get that, and it's going to feel very unexpected because the fact that maybe you haven't had this kind of success happen to you in your years of trying to make certain dreams and goals happen. We also do have this teacher card right here, and this card talks about, you know, it's a learning phase. It goes hand in hand with the 8 of crystals that we have, and this really talks about either you're going back to school to learn something, or you're finally like at a point where you've learned so much that you can now spread this knowledge and make your dreams happen in such a way where you are spreading what you know now, whereas before it was kind of like a learning phase, and now it's finally your time to step up to the plate and kind of take the spotlight in 2020. We also have the card here of prostitute, and so if some of you guys are a younger audience, I'm going to talk about what this means. It doesn't mean that you're actually going to become a prostitute or anything like that. This card really does not mean that, but this can actually point out that there's a lot more like fun, sensual experiences happening for you guys in 2020. It could be that you open up a much deeper connection or a love connection with your loved one or with your partner, or it could also mean that there's a lot of like potential suitors that are really after you in 2020. So if you guys are single, 2020 is going to be a year where you're going to have a lot of like people that want you, or like that are trying to take you out on dates and stuff like that. So it doesn't actually mean prostitute by any means. Voice crack. Doesn't mean that by any means, but it does mean that you guys are going to be kind of like walking down the street and you're going to notice a lot of people are looking at you, and it can also mean that you're finally at a time of like awakening a deeper sensual part of yourself. It can also signify Kundalini awakenings as well. If you guys are on a very spiritual journey, it can also signify that, because a lot of times, you know, the Kundalini does come from that area and it causes a lot of sensual experiences when you have a Kundalini awakening. So it can also be pointing to that as well. We do also have the card here of victory, which kind of goes along with everything else that I'm saying here. This is like a very victorious year for you guys. This is a year where it's like really your dreams are really starting to happen, especially with that magician card right here. And then with the strength, this is like the patience. You guys have been working towards something for probably a while, or dreaming about something, hoping that something's going to happen, and trying to create something, but this is finally like the right time. This is the year for you guys. And I'm not just saying that. These are like really amazing cards to come out, and this is truly pointing towards that. So if you guys pick this pile, this is really kind of like the energy that's here, and I'm not just trying to fluff your guys' feathers. This is such a good It's making me feel good just reading this. I love it. The next card that we have here is trust. And so this is a big thing that deals a lot with the strength card. This deals with patience. This deals with trusting in the universe. The fact that I feel like you guys haven't given up on your goals yet. And if you have, bring them back, because 2020 is your year. But for most of you guys, I do feel like you guys haven't given up on your goals. This is the trust that you've put in towards making them happen and waiting for this fruitious moment to finally come for you guys. And 2020 is the year that it's going to come. And it's because of the amount of trust and patience that you've had with it. And then we also have the card of organization, which is a lot like the Eight of Pentacles or Eight of Crystals that we have here. This is talking about the fact that I feel like during the new year, if you guys aren't into New Year's resolutions, or if you really are, 2020, I feel like you guys are actually making quite a few. And in this, I feel like you guys are going to get very down to detail of who you want to be and how you want to be in this new year. And I feel like it's going to be a very organized person. I feel like you are going to change up a lot in your life and your lifestyle quite a bit, especially with that Magician. I feel like you're changing up almost every aspect of your life in 2020. And this deals with, like, you're going to have probably a new diet. You're going to have this exercise routine. You're going to have like an organization or this kind of like a schedule or routine. And it's not necessarily, I don't feel like you guys are setting this like super hardcore like routine and becoming like a Virgo and being like so adamant on it. If you guys are Virgos, nothing against you guys. You guys are like, I love the amount of organization that you guys bring to the table, whether it's in thought form or physical form. You guys are amazing. But I feel like the point that I'm trying to make, the point that I'm trying to give across is not necessarily like you guys are going to be on this set routine. This is more of just like you guys are finally implementing your goals and actually sticking to them is like what I mean. It doesn't mean you're going to be doing the exact same routine every single day. This is just more like the goals that you guys are making in this new year are actually going to stick, and they're actually going to be something and push you towards being like a better person and push you towards making your dreams and goals happen. And so the last two cards that we have is Visualize and Soul Mating. So the fact that we even have this Soul Mating card also goes to show that I really feel like you guys are meeting like your twin flame or soulmate this year, especially with the prostitute card that we have, even though it really doesn't point to prostitution at all, guys. It really just kind of points to a lot of suitors kind of like coming into your realm, or like a deeper, very much deeper connection, a sensual connection. And then also the fact that we do have Libra and Uranus, this is kind of like really pointing towards like an unexpected love romance like coming into your life. And this is somebody that's like soulmate, twin flame kind of like level. And if you guys are already with this person, this is just really deepening that connection and finally having a very deep relationship. Like, I don't feel like you guys have had a relationship that is as deep as this one, that you have either just started or are just going to find in the year of 2020. 2020 is like literally bringing to you guys the deepest love connection you've ever had in your life. So soulmating, I feel like this person might be your soulmate. And then also visualize. The things that you guys start to visualize for this year in 2020 are literally going to blossom for you guys. So whatever you can dream about, this is something that you can really make happen in 2020. So this is all about visualization, imagining the life that you want, and trusting, with that trust card that we have here, trusting that it's going to come for you guys in 2020, because you guys picked a really good pile. Let me just tell you guys, this is all so positive. I see huge things happening for you guys, and this is honestly, whew, I hope the other piles are this good, because this is literally amazing. I'm excited for you guys. So that's all I see for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a really big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. I just really want to say that this tea is so good. I'm drinking the Sacral Chakra tea by Buddha Teas, and it's like amazing. All right, so pile number 2. If you guys chose this pile, this is the Auralite pile. Let's find out the new exciting surprises that are coming for you guys in the new year of 2020. All right, so pile number 2, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we have this Temperance card, and when we have the Temperance, this is kind of like mixing in things that didn't really, like, you wouldn't guess of mixing these two things, but then you mix them and then they become something new and exciting that no one's ever kind of discovered before. So I feel like for you guys, I feel like there's like a big kind of like change happening for you guys in 2020. I'm getting this like, this almost like, this is like an overhaul of energy, and this is finding like super positive things after kind of like a darker period. So I don't know if 2019 was a little bit like a harder year for you guys, or it just kind of had a bit of some pitfalls here and there. I really feel like 2020 is you kind of getting back into alignment with who you really are. I feel like something might have ended for you guys in the year of 2020 that kind of left you feeling maybe a little bit empty or lost or confused, or kind of like an energy that was, I don't know, just a little unpleasant. 2019 wasn't like maybe the most bestest year that you guys have had, but in 2020, this is like a huge change coming. So if you guys pick this pile, you've picked the pile that kind of signifies massive like growth and change after a period of like, going through something a little bit harder. So I do not see anything negative happening for you guys in 2020. I just want to throw that out there. Right now, I feel like 2020 is actually going to be quite a joyous year for you guys. But for some reason, it really is bringing up the energy of wanting to mention previous happenings. So we're going to get further into this. So with the Five of Cups and the Five of Crystals that we have, this is usually like either feeling left out or feeling like a little bit alone. So I don't know if you guys have had like a relationship that has ended recently, or you guys have like changed jobs, or you guys are going through something, maybe even like a self-doubt kind of battle and like really wanting to make your dreams happen, but having a little bit of disappointment on the road, something like that. So this is kind of like feeling a little bit alone. Like there might have been something that you guys went through that you felt a little bit alone, but I feel like there's a lot of, this is actually putting you on the path that you're supposed to be. And so the beautiful thing about this spread and these cards that are coming up is this is literally putting you on the track of like creating your destiny and your fate. And I do believe in law of attraction. I do believe in you creating your own destiny, stuff like that. But I feel like your soul's really calling you towards a certain space unconsciously. And I feel like this is going to put you in the best possible like scenario basically for you guys. You're going to look back at this moment as a very pivotal moment in your life that kind of brings this overhaul of change in the best possible way. Like I feel like literally a few years from now, you guys are going to look back on this end of 2019, beginning of 2020, and you're just going to be like, wow, this was like the best thing that's ever happened to me. You're really going to look back on it in this kind of way and in this mindset. And I also feel like you guys might be like starting something that's long distance, or you guys might be moving far away. I feel like you guys are at a distance from something, or you might just feel like your goals are really far away, and it might be like giving you a little bit of doubt or something like that. But I really feel like this is a year of like a lot of actions. This is finally like stepping into the role of creating your dreams. But I also feel like it's a little bit of like 2020 is almost like a spiritual awakening kind of year for you guys, which is really exciting. We do have the Monk and Nun card right here. So this could mean, or it could signify that 2020 is just about you making your dreams happen, you making your goals happen in this year. And I don't want you guys to take this in a bad way at all. You guys can still have relationships and everything like that, because we do also have the 7th house here, which rules relationships. So I do feel like you're going to be surrounded by people, but I also feel like your main focus is going to be on you and your goals and making those things happen. We do also have the Mars card here of action. So this is really talking about you guys are going to be really goal driven, very driven because of something that's happened to you guys in 2019. It's like pushing you on this like almost destined road for 2019 of like maybe you've been wanting to attract like a certain goal or a certain dream of yours, and your life had to almost rearrange itself in order to make this happen for you guys. And so the loss that you guys might have incurred in 2019 is actually for your benefit, and it's something that you brought about in yourself because of what you're actually wanting to truly attract, your true dreams. Whatever you guys lost was not in alignment with what your guys' true dreams are, even though it might have felt like it was in alignment, or you guys might have known this on a deeper level that it wasn't. And so there is this sense of like letting go of something, but this is in a really good way. I don't want you guys to take this as a bad thing, and I don't want you guys to feel negative about this. This is really, really positive. We also do have the Hedonist, and so this is like you finally really focusing on you and focusing on your desires that you wanted, and also you're purging all the things that no longer fit in alignment with who you are. I feel like this is like a true realization of your self-worth. And I feel like you guys are discovering this at the end of 2019 right now, or whenever you guys are watching this. This is kind of like you guys are finally really realizing a lot of self-worth through this, whatever you guys have like, whatever's left your life currently, or whatever kind of loss that you guys have had. And I don't want to say loss in a bad way. This is actually a really good thing. This is very a beneficial thing. It's almost like cleaning out your closet of the crap that you don't wear anymore, or like cleaning out your fridge of the old moldy food. Sure, it's a loss. You're losing the old moldy food, but who wanted it anyway, right? So it's literally such a good thing. So when I say loss, I don't mean it like, oh, you guys lost something amazing. And maybe it feels like that at the moment, but it's really like the image that I keep getting is like cleaning out your fridge of old moldy food. So that's what I'm picking up on. That's the energy I'm really feeling. And I feel like there's a lot of energy that's really pushing me to say that. Like, even though it seems like, oh, that was my favorite meal, it's like it would have given you food poisoning. You didn't want it. Trust me, you didn't want it. The universe is looking out for you guys right now. You didn't want that one. It's a bad cookie. The new cookies are coming. They're getting delivered in 2020. And these new cookies are amazing. And they're going to feed your soul. And they're even better than the last cookie. We also do have the Justice card. So this is also kind of really reaffirming of, like, of course I just talked about that. And we have the Justice card next, because this is really like pointing out the fact that this is something that is justified that happened. This is something that was supposed to happen. This is bringing order and balance back into your life. Even though it might have felt like sure, maybe there was hope for it to become order and balance, but it's like, once the food has food poisoning, you probably can't erase it unless you just get a whole new dish. So the new dish is coming for you guys in 2020. And I really feel like this is, again, something that's fated, because we do have this fate card. And so, of course, you guys are the rulers of your own reality and your own destiny. But this was fated because of the fact that you have this certain image in your head of what you want to attract, or who you want to be, or at least you know what you don't want. And the things that are falling out of your life were actually things that you didn't want anyway. You just maybe didn't realize it, or maybe you do realize it. But it's like fate that this was supposed to happen. We also do have this joy card right here. And so this is really talking about like 2020 is the year that all of a sudden this happiness and this joy is just going to fill back into your life. Like, this is like all of a sudden things are going your way. And it's a huge year that's focused mainly on you. There are going to be relationships for you in 2020, and there's going to be like good people that you're surrounded by, and possible love connections. But for the most part, I really see it being more of a solo journey for you guys in 2020, but in the best way possible. This is you literally making your dreams happen, and really positive things, whether it's career goals, or just personal growth goals, something like that. It's like really you getting into alignment of what you want. And of course, the next card that we have is alignment. This is literally the year of you getting your ducks in a row, but in such a good way, so that honestly, I feel like when 2021 happens and 2022, all of a sudden, like, you are at the top of your game. You're like the queen or king of your kingdom or queendom. Like, this is literally the year of you stepping into the essence of like goddess energy, queen energy, king energy, stuff like that. This is really you stepping into that, and coming into alignment with who you really are. And honestly, when that stuff starts to happen, when you start to get in alignment with who you are, the things that start to fall into place are just out of this world. All of a sudden you attract the best relationships ever. All of a sudden you start attracting twin flame kind of stuff when you're in alignment. Because when you are in alignment, when your soul is on its path, when your soul is resonating in the perfect frequency, you can then find your perfect counterpart, because you are the purest essence of you and the highest vibration of you. Therefore, you're going to attract the highest vibrational counterpart of you, and stuff like that. So this is you stepping into that, which is going to be amazing. Like that, oh, yes. Love this. Also, we do have this grounding card. So this is finally like, maybe things were a little bit up in the air or a little bit unsure, especially in 2019. I'm feeling this energy like maybe things were maybe a bit chaotic. And finally, 2020 is like grounding. It's like you have your shit together. You're the queen and king of this kingdom, where before the kingdom was maybe like a bit crumbly. You know, there might have been like a storm that swept through this kingdom, and then 2020 is finally like, okay, we're building this into the biggest castle ever, because it's time to fix it up. and you're gonna fix it up in such a way that's like all of a sudden you have this grand masterpiece. Instead of just a kingdom, it's now just like, it's a whole like, it's like sparkly, crazy, big, exciting stuff. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 3, the Aqua Aura Quartz. If you guys chose this pile, this is your reading for the magical, exciting things happening for you guys in 2020. So let's see what you guys have here. All right, so pile number 3, this is what I'm seeing for you guys, all of the exciting, magical surprises of 2020. So the things that are jumping out at me the most right away is the fact that we have this awakening card, and there's so many other spiritual cards. Like we have a guide right here, then we have the 12th house, we have divine guidance, like soul family. There's just so many cards that point to a spiritual awakening. So I really feel like for you guys, this is getting in touch with your spiritual side like big time in 2020. So if you guys are interested in the occult, in spirituality, in awakening your psychic and magical abilities and senses, this is the year that's all gonna happen for you guys. And this is, okay, so 2020 is literally like, your intuition is gonna become so strong. We do also have this Ask Body card right here, and so I feel like the amount that you guys are just going to feel and sense in 2020 is massive. It's huge. And the fact that we also start off this spread with the Oppression card, which is the devil in a regular Rider-Waite tarot, but in this one it's called Oppression. This is almost like making me feel like your almost like magical senses and abilities were like suppressed and oppressed for a little while. And it could also be that maybe the people around you don't necessarily believe in the same things that you do, or maybe you just weren't even open up to these things beforehand, but 2020 is like bringing this into your life for some reason. This is like bringing in like a spiritual awakening in 2020, like a massive one. This is like, there's so many cards here that point to like psychic abilities just like popping open and just coming out. This is like really also facing kind of like the fears that you guys have had. We also do have this Bully card, and this doesn't mean that you're going to attract that in 2020. This really actually just means that you are finally going to be facing and confronting the fears that have been in front of you, and also realizing how to step up for yourself. Because this can also be that maybe you're used to kind of like being treated a certain way and not necessarily standing up for yourself, or being scared to say your opinion, or being scared to be authentic in front of people and be vulnerable and open. This is finally you like unoppressing yourself and like stepping into your light. Oh, I totally see that actually. When I said that completely resonated. That made a light bulb go off in my head. So this is almost like you guys have been maybe even not necessarily like wearing a mask, but almost concealing yourself, feeling like you couldn't necessarily be 100% you, and maybe it's because you didn't fully know who you were, or maybe even you did, but you're scared of either judgment of others, you're scared of what people might think of you, maybe your family tells you to be a certain way or expects certain things of you, or the people in your life expect you to be a certain way. This is finally you being like, I'm stepping out of my shell and I'm stepping out of my comfort zone because I'm ready to just be me. This is like really like cracking open the shell. Like I feel like you guys right now are caterpillars, and 2020 is like, you are blossomed into that full butterfly, and you are finally not scared to be the real you, and you're ready to shine the real you, the real light that you guys have. And I feel like you're going to be confronting the fears of maybe what other people might think of you, how they might judge you, things like this. And this is really like renewing your friend circle, or finding out who really accepts you for you and who really who really resonates with you, because maybe even there's certain people in your life that don't fit in the same box, and that's totally fine. It's finally like accepting them for who they are, and also you finally accepting yourself for who you are and not really caring what others think anymore. This is also getting over major anxieties. So if you guys struggle with any sort of like mental blocks or any sort of anxieties that you guys have, this is the year that you guys are actually going to confront them, and I feel like majorly get over them, especially since we also do have the card of Gemini right here. This could be talking about social anxiety in particular, and you guys finally completely letting go of that and just being like, I'm going to speak my mind. Gemini loves to speak its mind. Gemini loves to say exactly what they're thinking. They don't care what anybody else thinks. They are just like an open book, and it's finally like you guys are going to be that open book. And then also with that 12th house is usually a house that conceals quite a bit. It's like the house of the hidden stuff, or like the other realm, the other side. It deals a lot with spirituality and spiritual awakenings because of the fact that it deals with the hidden, the occult, the other side, stuff like that. But this is also talking about an inner journey as well. And so your own hidden stuff, the things that you actually enjoy are going to come to the surface. You're going to be like, I finally want to do what I love. And so it might be even you confronting your family and being like, hey guys, this is the real me, and this is the style that I like to dress in, and this is the career choice that I want, or this is the person that I love. Or even like confronting yourself and allowing yourself to be you. So it could be confronting your family with that, other people in your life, or just not caring about judgment anymore, and really stepping into who you truly are. And I feel like you have so much of your soul that maybe hasn't been able to have this freedom yet, but you guys are finally stepping into that. And I feel like you guys are going to be guided through this. And I feel like it might be with the people that you end up surrounding yourself by, because we also do have the 3 of crystals, which is the 3 of pentacles. So you might be introduced to a new friend group, or you might just find that, you get to a deeper level of friendship with your friends, to the point where you feel really comfortable, and then you stop caring what anybody else thinks at that point. And then you start to do that in every aspect of your life, basically. It'll like trickle down to every aspect where you just want to be authentic, and you want to be you, and you want people to love you for you. And then so with this guide card, this is like, we have 2 guide cards here. We have divine guidance and guide. And so with this, it's like, I feel like you're going to have a major person in your life. This could be like a soulmate in your life that's coming in, or like a friendship, or it could just be a personal realization. But I feel like for a lot of you, it'll be somebody in your life, like a catalyst, somebody in your life that really inspires this in you. For some of you, I do feel like it'll be more of a solo journey, but I'm definitely feeling like a major collective of you is gonna have like somebody who really inspires this in you, and like a guide. This could be a spirit guide or an actual person. I'm feeling for most of you, it's an actual person and also your spirit guides. But again, this is like you guys are supposed to go down this road. This is like what's supposed to happen. It's going to unlock so many doors for you. You're being guided into this because of the fact that this is meant to be. You're meant to step into this power of facing your fears and getting over them, and also being guided through the mind of yourself to actually like face, again, like your fears and stuff. And I feel like it's going to unlock so much more creativity for you guys. I feel like once you guys really open up and become like that authentic self, it's actually going to awaken so many magical abilities that you guys have. And by magical abilities, I mean your intuition. I mean your actual creativity is going to just blossom even further than it already is. You guys might already be like a creative individual, but I feel like it's unlocking at a much deeper level because of the fact that you're going to really almost unlock yourself, because I feel like you guys almost hide yourself from yourself as well. It's not just other people, it's like also you almost repress these parts of yourself. The fact that you even might censor yourself in front of other people means that you already are censoring that from yourself as well. You might see it, you might acknowledge it, but then you repress it because you don't want anybody else to see it, which means you're also repressing it from yourself. So that means like part of your energy, part of who you are, part of your light is being oppressed and repressed. And I feel like in 2020, this is like you guys are taking off that veil and you guys are going to let that full light shine, which means you get that extra boost of creativity. There's more to it that you guys get. There's more energy coming into the picture for you guys. And then with this Ask Body card, this is like also coming to terms with who you are and just wanting to take care of your body, wanting to accept yourself for who you are and feeling free. This is like a freedom year. 2020 is like this freedom year of like unlocking your heart, your soul, and your freedom. And then also with the soul family and the inner voice card, this is like your inner voice is kind of like your guide through this. I feel like you're also gonna have a lot of other influence that's helping you push open these new doors, but I also feel like there is this inner voice in you that, you know, maybe you're used to repressing and you're finally going to listen to it. And this is also awakening those psychic abilities and listening to that inner voice, that clairvoyant, like inner feelings and stuff like that. And then also with the soul family, I do feel like, again, the Three of Pentacles that we have in the soul family card, this is somebody coming into your life, and it might be a group of people, might just be one person, like a soulmate, twin flame, or best friend that's coming to your life that's really going to inspire a lot of this to happen for you. I feel like there's this new friend group coming in for you guys, and it's actually going to be people that really resonate with your soul. They really resonate with who you are, and they're going to help you feel comfortable with who you are, basically. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys in 2020. Those are some special surprises that I'm seeing for you guys that are going to happen, some major special surprises for 2020. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so our last pile number 4. I don't know why I always get a little sad at the last pile, just because I like doing readings for you guys. But this is going to be exciting. This is all of the exciting stuff that's going to happen for you guys, or at least some of it that's going to happen for you guys in 2020, the major exciting things that are coming for you guys in 2020. So let's find out what's in store for you. Pile number 4. All right, so pile number 4, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off with the Empress. This is like a birth of a new idea, or like a new kind of like beginning. This could also mean births in general. This could be getting pregnant. So if you guys are of age and that's something that you're desiring, this is also like signifying that that could be one of the surprises that's coming for you in 2020, is like finally conceiving. So it can point towards that, but if that's something that's not in the books for you guys, it does not have to literally mean that for everyone, but it is something that I do want to point out for those of you that are actually actively trying something like that. But if it's not something that you're actively trying for, this is pointing out to like a birth of a new self. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is like almost a birth of a new style, like a new person coming out of the closet type of thing. And I feel like you're going to change up the way you look a lot. You're going to change up your diet. I feel like you guys are going to change up your hair color even, or like the style of clothing that you wear, or like the way you decorate your room or your home. This is like all the stuff of that. It is also beside the Page of Crystals and the Ace of Wands, which again kind of like reiterates the fact that this kind of like new inspiration. This is like the beginning. The pages always indicate like a fresh beginning, and the Page of Crystals is like usually around business or school. So it could be that some of you guys are going to school to start like a new thing that is like going to be really exciting for you guys, or it could be starting a new job or starting your own business type of deal. Or like a new kind of creative project, something that is physical, tangible, which also makes me feel like you guys are changing up your style, the things that you wear, the way you decorate your space that you live in, things like that. Also with the Ace of Wands, this is something that's really inspiring. This is gonna be like a new, like really just like rush of inspiration for you guys that's almost gonna come out of nowhere, and I feel like it's happening around January. For you guys, it could also be starting right now, but I feel like a big burst of it's gonna happen around January, February for most of you guys, where it's just gonna be this new rush of energy where you guys are like, I need to change. I feel different. You guys are gonna feel so different. There's a new energy here, guys. And it's an exciting new energy that feels very different from the old you. Like you're gonna feel like you almost blossom. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is like an awakening into like your full womanhood, or like your full manhood. This is like really stepping into that and feeling like you're now like, and I know all of my audience is like all different ages, so, but I do generally and genuinely feel like for most of you guys, this is stepping into a higher caliber of the self. And this higher caliber is like a brand new you, and it's really like birthing a brand new you. And I feel like your lifestyle is going to change a lot. I feel like the things that you do, the things that you have to focus on in your day-to-day life is going to change quite a bit. We also do have the South Node as well here, and this is really pointing out to like the past, but I feel like the past for you is like really changing, and I feel like you're gonna be able to look back on the past and be like, wow, it was a different me. It was a different time. And I feel like it's going to change so much for you guys. I feel like the amount of change that you guys are going to incur in 2020 is like huge, but in a really, really positive way, especially since we have the sun next. This is really focusing on you, the self. It's ruled by Leo. So again, changing up your hair and your style and your clothing and the way you decorate is probably going to be a huge thing that you guys do once you feel this new energy. But I don't feel like this new energy is just about like looks or decorations or something like that. I really don't want to make you guys feel like, oh, it's just a change of your style or looks. Like, this is a change of the self. This is like a new energy. This is a new inspiring thing where you guys are going to begin new projects, and your day-to-day life is actually going to change up because of this new energy. And a result of this new energy just so happens to be that I feel like you guys are going to change up your style and your decorating style and stuff like that. But the main focus of that isn't just around style. This is more like the energy is just renewed. You're just a new self. And especially with the sun, it does rule the self. It rules the soul. This is almost like your soul's finally awakening, which can also kind of point around to Kundalini awakenings. And one other pile kind of like pointed towards that. But I feel like a very strong energy for this pile is like huge Kundalini awakenings. Like you're stepping into that higher caliber of self. You're stepping into the true self. You're stepping into the full self. I feel like you guys have lived, like a portion of the self so far, and you feel like you really know yourself. But I feel like in 2020 is like you're actually going to blossom that full self. I'm getting a phone call. We're going to ignore that. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the phone's like way over across the other side of the room, so I can't really turn it off. So we're just going to let that happen in the background. But could be a sign of some kind, like stepping into the full self. And there's like this new energy coming in, because calls kind of represent new energy coming in, the new influence coming in. So for you guys, this is like definitely like a newness. And we also do have the hero heroine card. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is like you guys are, again, kind of stepping into that really like either masculine role or feminine role of the self. And it's like fully embracing that and feeling like this new sense of self where you feel very successful and you feel very like almost magical. This is like a magical energy that's coming in, and it's finally feeling like personal empowerment. This card literally says personal empowerment on it, and that's exactly the word that I'm looking for, because this is stepping into a higher caliber of the self, but it's this personal empowerment that I really feel for you guys. And it's like finally feeling like full and fulfilled in such a good way. And yeah, it's just like an energy. It starts off with an energy and then reflects into this outer part of your guys' world, but it starts as this energy. And then we also do have the Judge card, and this is like I feel like you're going to be kind of, I guess I can use the word that's on this card, you guys are going to be kind of judging the different aspects of your life, but in a very healthy way, where you guys are going to be like, okay, this is the type of food that I constantly eat. How can I make it better? This is the type of like routine that I have. How can I make it better? This is the type of clothing that I wear. How can I make it better? You guys are going to really be kind of like advancing the self so much in 2020 to like a very high caliber, to the point where I feel like when you look back on pictures of yourself from a year ago, like after 2020 is all complete, you're going to look back on the self in 2019 and you're almost going to not even recognize that person. I think you're going to be so different, because you're going to go through like almost like a quantum leap in the amount of advancement that you guys are going to do for you guys' selves. We also do have the card here of imagination. So this is something I feel like you guys are going to be able to expand your consciousness and your conscious mind so much and come up with these creative new ideas, since we do have the Empress and imagination. This is kind of like just entering this new kind of like life. And my eye is so itchy. What does the right eye signify? I think that's like kind of like seeing the physical, rules the masculine, the physical. So yeah, there's going to be this divine balance of masculine and feminine energy. I'm talking a lot about feminine energy because the fact that we have the Empress right here. So, wow, I'm getting another call. This is weird, guys. There's some like interesting energy in this reading. There's so much, again, energy coming in. Phone calls is energy coming in. I feel like this the phone call might be signifying the fact that you guys are going to have such a good energy that people just want to be around you because you're emanating this beautiful, inspiring energy. And the fact that we also have the fertility card, I didn't even notice this when I first laid out these cards, but this is huge. The fact that we have the Empress and fertility, if a lot of you guys that pick this pile want to actually conceive in 2020, perfect year to do that. And if you are not wanting that, use some protection, because it's probably a year where the fertility is probably very high for you guys. But this could also be talking about just the creative energy that you guys have, especially with that Ace of Wands here as well. This can also be signifying that amount of creative energy and the amount of like self-improvement and the amount of like rebirth of the self almost. It's like fertility and like births and stuff like that. This can be really signifying like the caliber that you guys are really going to be like bringing yourselves to, this newness, this sense of like the rebirth of the self. And then we also do have the card of the Pillar. And so this is like, you guys are going to be really strong. I feel like this is building like that self-empowerment again, that self-strength when we have this Pillar card. And then we also have the card here of create space. And so you're going to be creating space all around you for this new life. This is really like implementing and starting to live this new life and creating space for it, creating room for it, creating this new schedule, creating these new time blocks to implement all these new inspiring ideas and these new things that you guys are going to be bringing into your life. Then we also do have this insight card, and this is really talking about like, I feel like you guys already feel some of this happening, or you guys might be wanting or desiring something like this, and this is finally like, this is really coming into fruition. And I feel like in 2020 you're going to get a lot of insights into yourself about who you really are, an awakening of who you really are, insight into like the deeper parts of yourself and really bringing them to the surface into this rebirth of the new self. And so that's what I'm really seeing for you guys. Also, this Pillar is really making me think of you guys might be moving or like building a new house in 2020 as well with the Pillar that we have. And the fact that there's so much around here, this could also be like higher levels of commitment, feeling really stable and strong, stuff like that. So that is what I'm really seeing for you guys, for the exciting stuff that's happening for you guys in 2020. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give this a really big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.